What's going on? What's going on, Patriots? You know who this is. This your boy Jay from Hood Politics checking in. Hey, I was finna go through some of my downloads that I got for the week, but then this Cash Jordan pops up. This kid is so amplified. I love this kid. Let's check him out together.
ICE is clearing out New York City Immigration Court as we speak.
Yes, but I just hold on. Wait, I have the right for due process, don't I? So why are you grunting me like this? Not very nice.
Oh, this guy's got jokes.
Remember, you have the right to remain silent. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to answer questions. You don't have to give ID.
The due process is over. That's why they're getting arrested. They're leaving court, not entering. Who's this? Oh, this little guy right here. Wait, are they arresting more than one person? This is crazy. Look how many agents there are. They got bulletproof vests, masks. All these people.
Hey, that must be a bad man. They doing all that. But then again, they could be just protecting themselves because they know where they at. They know how ignorant these people is being over this silly ass immigration, which should be easy nothing burger. You know what I mean? Everybody know these people need to go back, man. Joe Biden was bogus. Now, for the ones that came through on that what's that CPP app or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Y'all got dwindled by administration who was literally being led by somebody that's got one foot in the grave and the other one on a banana peel. You know what I'm saying? So my heart kind of goes out a little bit to y'all, but that's because y'all got swindled. You know what I mean? But everybody else gotta go.
People taking their pictures. Their families are in danger. And look, they just gotta wait for the elevator while this is happening, and the whole press is around them. And now watch, they're gonna have to go to the elevator. It's just total mayhem. Kidnapping. Oh, who they got this time? Ooh. Wow. They need so many agents because this is dangerous. They could get attacked. Okay, no audio means someone is saying something that we're not supposed to hear. That's why the New York Post muted this video. Look at this guy right here. They've got him. This guy's saying something. Yes, there must be some conversation right now that we're not supposed to know about. But when you watch this stuff, it's important to understand most of the people being deported lied to get into this country.
And you're 100% right. That was the biggest thing, was all these false claims. So we went to heaven, catch and release, all these people coming in with these fake claims who are still here right now with court dates down the road. And now he wants to turn it back to catch and release and just open it back up. We have the most secure border right now under President Trump and Secretary Noem. And this only sets us back with these radical left agendas.
Right there, acting ICE director. Most people filed fraudulent asylum claims to begin with, which is why they're being deported. But what activists are really upset about is U.S. citizens who are hostile to America could lose their naturalized citizenship. Listen to this.
As the Trump administration boosts its immigration enforcement, the Department of Justice is issuing a directive now aimed at naturalized citizens,
stripping away citizenship for naturalized Americans who commit certain crimes.
Great idea.
Ranging from fraud to war crimes.
I think that's okay.
Really what this means is the Department of Justice is prioritizing.
See? That was a spoiler alert. I was gonna do a video on that too. But since they already done spoiled it, hey, I'm gonna make that video. Yeah, your boy Trump is on it. He doing his thing. They are the Trump administration. Oh man, they doing their thing right now. They are taking away citizenship from people who committed crimes or frauded the government. They already did one pedo like that. You know what I mean?
Potentially stripping naturalized citizens of their citizenship in a way that we haven't seen in the past, and is doing so potentially on a much broader scale.
Loyola
From
Professor
war
Jessica
criminals.
Levinson says
Why do they want war criminals?
Hey, but one thing That is our law. That is in our laws. That is our federal law. I'm going to make a video on that. If you become a citizen and you commit a crime, just like we swipe that pen and say, here, you're a citizen. Once you commit that crime, it is the DOJ's job. See, the DOJ haven't been doing their job on no administration. The Trump administration is the only Department of Justice this second term that's really handling their business the way the Constitution says. Because if anybody commit a crime, or if you commit a crime or fraud the government and you are a naturalized citizen, it is the DOJ's job to go and investigate and prosecute take away your citizenship. I can't get that word out for nothing. I'd get tongue tied on that word. But take away your citizenship and ship your butt back to your home.
Is rare in recent U.S. history, and when it was used, it was sparingly for very specific cases.
Oftentimes it's based on lying to say that you were eligible to be a citizen at all, or committing some sort of fraud prior to becoming a naturalized citizen.
So if someone gets citizenship and they lied, why should they get to keep it? They stole it.
Or crimes that are listed that would qualify for stripping people of their citizenship.
The list in the memo includes people who engage in torture, human rights violations, and those who further the enterprise of criminal gangs.
Get rid of those people.
Also, those who committed fraud, including fraud of the Paycheck Protection Program or the PPP loan program. Also listed, any other cases referred to the civil division that the division...
Oh man, they finna get it. They better hope Trump have a heart. They better hope he have a heart, because I know for sure it's some naturalized citizens who took mad advantage of them PPP loans. A lot of people took advantage of them PPP loans. I had a business at the time, and I didn't take advantage of those PPP loans. I had my own business, online business. I was selling the China stuff, the Louis Vuitton and stuff from over there. I already knew. Before this happened, I already knew where it was being made and that it was real. I had been supplying Minnesota, the Twin Cities. I had been lacing them up for a while till COVID hit. You know what I'm saying? I already knew about that. And I was kind of mad that they got mad over that at us and told a little secret. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. You know, I might get back into it. And if you want to pay $1,500 for a belt instead of $150 for the same belt, then be my guest.
Determines to be sufficiently important.
We don't want these people in our country.
Language critics say is both broad and dangerous.
Oh my gosh.
And maybe you think on the face of it, I'm not in trouble for this isn't me, but you really don't know how broadly it can be.
My goodness. They are just trying to scare people, but you know who's scared? The future mayor of New York City.
It's a total nut job. I think the people of New York are crazy. If they go this route, I think they're crazy. We will have a communist for the first time, really, a pure, true communist.
Understand that democracy is under attack from both. It is under attack from Washington, D.C., and it's under attack from within.
Zorn.
Hey, in a way, I want this dude to win. But then again, it's like, if that do happen, that opens the door for more. But I know if it do, and he implement them stupid ass socialist, communist, what's the word I'm looking for? Laws and policies. Man, New York gonna fall so fast. And if they put this man in office, if I was Donald Trump, I would get rid of all my property there. I don't care if I'm the president or not. Trump Towers, out of there. I'll move it or something. Because this dude is finna kill New York City.
I'm Donnie,
fires back at President Trump after Mr. Trump promised to save New York City, calling Mamdani a communist lunatic.
While yesterday, Mamdani responded to the president's threats that he'll have him arrested if Mamdani blocks ICE deportations in New York. Ultimately, it is easier for him to fan the flames of division than to acknowledge the ways in which he has betrayed those working class Americans, not just in this city, but across this country. What I fear for is that if
I have never, since I've been into politics, I didn't get into politics until the George Floyd incident. Well, a little before that. I got in there when I started heavily hearing that Donald Trump was racist. And I was like, something wrong there. I got to get into this and figure it out. And once I got in there, I figured out, y'all know the story. I had been lied to. I flipped, you know what I mean? But as long as I've been in the politics, I never seen the right stoke division. I never seen the right stoke division. I never seen the right star crap. You know what I mean? J6, first of all, J6 was a setup. I don't care who don't like it. Most of them people, I don't even believe not even a tenth of those people was real Trump supporters. I believe that was Antifa and actors dressed up, because real Trump supporters don't act like that. You know what I mean? And the real Trump supporters that do be out there in a protest, out there showing they love like that, they be old. They be them older folks. You know what I'm saying? That's why Antifa like attacking them. You know what I mean? And that's what I'm ready for. I want to get out and travel. I want to go to these colleges. And I want to see is Antifa going to try to pull that with me. I want to see. And that's real.
this is what Donald Trump and his administration feel comfortable about saying about the Democratic nominee for the mayor of New York City, imagine what they feel comfortable saying and doing about immigrants whose names they don't even know.
Actually, whether or not you're the nominee for mayor of New York City has nothing to do with it. If you say you're going to get elected and actively resist the federal government and actively do things that are a crime and the president says he'll arrest you, well, that makes sense, doesn't it?
I'm not going to let the communist lunatic destroy New York. Rest assured, I hold all the levers and have all the cards. I'll save New York City and make it hot and great again, just like I did with the good old USA. I wonder, Joe, if the president is getting involved and speaking up and speaking out against Mamdani, because I don't see any Democrats that are.
Well, that's exactly right. We saw Eric Adams before not get drawn into that. Andrew Cuomo, pretty silent.
And you know what? They not endorsing this man either. They is not endorsing this dude. These young Democrats, and see, that's that's another thing we got to do. We got to raise our kids to be, straight patriots. They got to love our country. You know what I'm saying? They got to love that flag, because these young Democrats, they ain't playing with their older generation. They running their butts over, and they not liking it. They scared of these youngins, man.
To this point, and obviously leaders like Hakeem Jeffries or Nancy Pelosi or Kamala Harris will not speak out against Mamdani, who, again, this is somebody who is proposing things that are not of this world or even this galaxy. I mean, in terms of universal free childcare, free busing, government-run supermarkets, seizing the manufacturing industry by the government, defunding the police, making sure ICE doesn't deport one illegal migrant out of this country who may have committed horrific crimes. So you look at all of that, and there's plenty to criticize here, and unless your name's John Fetterman, it seems that Democrats are very, very hesitant to criticize a man clearly who is embracing communist proposals, and to this point has been winning on those because young voters seem to be attracted to getting a lot of free stuff.
But there's another reason why other Democrats refuse to criticize Zoran Mamdani, the now Democrat nominee for mayor, and that's because he's at the top of the protected class hierarchy.
And that's what I will do. I am Donald Trump's worst nightmare as a progressive Muslim immigrant who actually fights for the things that I believe in. And the difference between myself and Andrew Cuomo.
Right, so what you just heard right there makes him totally immune from criticism from his own party. Plus, it's not like he doesn't promote things the entire party believes in anyways. They're gonna vote for him in New York and they're gonna love it.
Why do you think that is? I mean, it's true. I mean, Mamdani seems to have a chokehold on these highly educated younger voters.
They love him.
Those were the people who came out for him, who got on social media.
That's right.
Did she really say highly educated? That's why I've been having such a hard time at work. You know what I'm saying? Because my machine is, I want to say 30, 40 years old, and the last time it been updated was 2004. I make HVAC duct, I make HVAC pipe, I make it all. If it goes in your HVAC, I make it. You know what I'm saying? And so my machine down, and they call Iowa Precision, you know what I mean? And Iowa Precision tell them like, hey man, listen, Joe, we can't do nothing with that thing. You know what I'm saying? You need to upgrade it. You know what I'm saying? So they figure like, oh, they just want us to buy something and this and that. And I'm like, man, like what if it's just, this thing need to be upgraded. You know what I'm saying? And so a couple of days passed, we've been ordering stuff from our other companies to complete our orders at our company, you know what I'm saying, which costs $43,000 a truck, and my upgrade only costs $50 to $100. And we already cleared like 5 trucks from these people and got more coming in after the holiday. But to make a long story short, I'll go to my boss like, man, what's going on? You know what I mean? He like, I can't believe that it ain't nobody out there that don't know nothing about this machine. And I'm like, why? Do you see do you see what's going on? Do you see what's going on in the schools, the colleges? Ain't nobody learning nothing right now. You know what I mean? Let's get back to it.
And did all the videos for him. What is going on? Is this more about socialism, or is this kind of a pushback
it's the
on
Trump
President Trump?
Resistance movement in full
New
swing.
Yorker, I was not actually surprised by the results here, because I think my generation does kind of go off of vibes and feels more than actual policy positions or the practicality of them. I mean, I don't think that he will get any of these things past Albany realistically, but he is young and relatable to the typical young person in terms of how he appears on social media compared to Cuomo, who's sort of seen as the old guard or the sort of traditional Democrat. And so I think this is sort of an expression of youth nihilism in politics, where they just want something new and different, even if it's crazy and exotic and it's government takeover of the supermarkets tomorrow. It's like, whatever, we don't care, and we'll show up to the polls to just vote for anything other than what we have, which is kind of a sad expression of the state.
Okay, that's part of it, but the other part, I mean, who was his competition in the Democrat primary? Former Governor Cuomo, who resigned because of harassment and has a whole bunch of problems of his own. That guy never stood a chance. I don't even know why he was up there as the quote-unquote front runner. He got absolutely demolished. People don't want to vote for that.
And I think some people would make the argument that